Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first institute of impeccable wisdom. HIRANAYAGARBHA, the golden divine womb. My mission, the impeccable wisdom, knowing which everything is fully known. My greatest discovery, Devyank, the divine design of nature, with which the perfect objects are designed and created. HIRANAYAGARBHA, space into which all the creation took place in the beginning. As I said, before the creation, everything was in a dead state, andhakar, darkness, or in a dead state or dead matter. When it collided to form first element of Akash-Bhuta effulgence was a fusion of inert matter. At greater universe, Mahabrahmand, the source was argon 40. At a spiral galaxy level, Brahmand, the source was neon. In the solar system, the source was helium. Now, then there are also 10 stages of evolution of Akash-Bhuta to produce essential element for biological life. And this transformation from energy to 5 states to essential element we will discuss as we proceed. Modern science says that there are only 3 states of matter: the gaseous state, the liquid state, and solid state. The ancient Indian wisdom talks of the 5 states of the matter. The first, or the top one, is Akash-Bhuta, the quintessence or plasmatic state of the matter. Fourth is Vayu-Bhuta, the air element. Third, Agni-Bhuta, the fire element. Fourth, Apa-Bhuta or Jal-Bhuta, water element. Fifth is Prithvi-Bhuta, the earth element. These 5 states are also have 2 complementary states. One is soft, very subtle. Another is gross form. We will discuss about that. But at the same time, let me also put you these 5 states are interconvertible. Let's say Akash-Bhuta starts with full energy. When you take the energy out, it gets transformed into air element. Then air element gets transferred into Agni-Bhuta or fire element. And when you take another energy out of it, it becomes water, liquid. Then you take more energy out of it, it becomes earth or the Prithvi. And the best example could be ice. Solid form of ice, Prithvi-Bhuta. Ice is very solid, it remains static, it has a form, shapes, everything. But when you put heat into it, it becomes liquid. It's to take the shape of the form of the vessel it contains. Then put further heat, then it starts becoming steam and it starts burning, and that is fire element. When you further heat it, whole thing becomes vapors and start flying around in the space. That is air element. But same matter, when exposed to 1600 degrees centigrade with under certain conditions, gets transferred only energy. You do not see any matter at all. And that is what is Akash-Bhuta quintessence. And this is what I think is amazing, that ancient Indian sages were so clear about 5 states, whereas we scientists are still stuck with only 3 states of the matter. Now, these 5 states of matter could also be seen with 5 senses. Now, you see, there are only 5 non-senses. And these 5 senses see 5 states of Bhuta. But how are they associated? Akash-Bhuta is associated with hearing. And Akash-Bhuta is talking about elements in the Vedas which were in the universe. And direct hearing of these sounds, what called Shruti, or you can call it hearing, a clairaudience, and they are associated with ears. Vayu-Bhuta is associated with the touch, skin, and sparsh. Agni-Bhuta is associated with eyes, sight, and clairvoyance. These first 3 top Bhutas elements are electrical in nature. The further down you have a taste, Apa-Bhuta connected with taste, tongue, Prithvi-Bhuta with smell and nose. These 2 are chemical senses which start with water element to perceive. Dehydration or no water, you will not be able to perceive either smell or the taste. So that science is also so beautiful, and 2 into 3 is also called deviant ratio. Now I am bringing another element for the world to understand ancient Indian science of symbols, where animate forms were applied. Like as I told you, Adi Parashakti had 18 arms, was not understood or appreciated by many of the people for reasons well known to them. I will not go into details of that. Same Gayatri symbolism with 10 arms, what it represents also has gone over the head of the majority of the people. Why Aditi with 2 arms, what it represents is also gone. So are not these 3 states of inert matter and their symbolic representations, I felt was the greatest science. But people have not understood. So I think I can understand comprehension was very difficult. Then converting animate into semi-animate in the form of Akhand Yantra was also very good. But then I also asked my voice of silence to explain to me how to make symbols in a geometrical form, which are only foot of mathematics, nothing other than that, which can be scientifically used for the entire world to create a new language of symbolism called Akhand Yantra Vidya, an integrated science of Indian symbols for the world. So from that point of view, the first symbol which I would like to discuss about is Akash, the primordial space before the creation of the universe itself. It was completely dark, ever expanding, omnipotent, omniscient otherwise, and symbol at that particular stage was given to it was dot, circle, a sphere. Dot is when it is in involuted form, circle when it takes a revolutionary form, sphere when it actually goes into multi-dimensional approach. That way, hats off to ancient Indians in how they perceived dot with a circle as a symbol for Akash was phenomenal, and let's stick to that because there's nothing against this by any scientist in the world. Next is first reproduction of Akash-Bhuta after the creation of the universe was the plasmatic state of the matter. And then, incidentally, there is no ancient Indian symbol attributed to Akash-Bhuta. I felt that I should create a symbol so that everything is complete in the process. Because without Akash-Bhuta's symbol, we cannot proceed. Akash-Bhuta cannot be a spherical or circular thing. It has got only energy, both, and energy is totally expanding in all the directions. So I thought the ideal would be pentagon with 108 angles on this and the power of 540, which represent both the element of Earth, which is 360 degrees, and the fire triangle 180. So it has got a potential energy in all the forms. And in that particular thing, since more or less like HIRANAYAGARBHA, which produces this, it has all the possibilities. It should have all. I think ideal symbol would have been pentagon, and I think it is pentagon, and I don't think anybody should have a difficulty in accepting it as a symbol for Akash-Bhuta. Next, Vayu-Bhuta, the air element, was given a symbol hexagonal or elliptical form by the ancient Indian sages. And I think it's a perfect symbol. We don't have to change it at all. But let me also explain how this could have been accepted as a perfect symbol for Vayu-Bhuta is, as I put in the picture, Earth with a valley and mountains creates a lower crescent, and air is loculated around the Earth in a circular form. That means upper antariksh part and lower valley, the shape it creates is a hexagonal and elliptical, and I think it should be acceptable to everybody. There can't be anything better than that. Anyway, West has also, in the form of benzene ring, Calculi also design he created was hexagonal only with 6-carbon structure. I think we should accept it and use it rest of our life. Next element was Agni-Bhuta, the fire element. And ancient Indians had given the symbol of a triangle. And we all know very well, whenever fire is burnt, it only moves up, and the shape it creates is always a triangle, ascending triangle, a Shakta triangle. So I think triangle and the picture which I've seen and 180 degrees of the fire element, I think is very well accepted, and I don't think you should have any problem. But at this particular juncture, I also brought what is the divine nature of Agni-Bhuta as far as elements are concerned. According to me, it is oxygen. And the scientific evidence of that is, you take and go back to your chemistry level experiments, take a beaker, put water, and then put burning candle in the middle, then put a glass on top of that. What happens? Candle burns as long as oxygen is there. Very moment oxygen is used up, candle extinguishes. This is more than enough proof. The fire element has got its limitation, and it is associated with only oxygen and nothing more than that. So oxygen is responsible, and oxygen percentage and Divyank again has an association. In our atmosphere, the percentage of oxygen in the air is again between 21 and 22% only. Is it a coincidence or divine nature? Let us not worry too much about it. Next symbol which comes to mind is Apa-Bhuta, the water element. All the ancient Indian sages had given as a symbol of crescent or moon, half moon. And I can accept it, and I don't think anybody has, because all the reservoirs of water resemble a crescent as shown in the picture, whether it is ocean, sea, river, stream, lake, pond, or whatever vessel it is. The lower portion will always be crescent-like because the earth element, it takes that form, and water straight line, but at the corners it will slightly raise because of the capillary action of water. What a beautiful idea and what a beautiful symbol. I think we should understand this and accept. If we put this particular symbol, that means it represents water. I have also added one thing here. The percentage of water on the earth in the human body, as well as each human cell, should be around 61.8034% to be perfectly healthy, wealthy, wise, and happy. And this percentage is based on Divyank and Divyank ratio. Prithvi element, the earth element, Prithvi-Bhuta, symbol was given square, and that it was not given circular. Why it was not given circular? Because Akash has already been allotted circle or sphere as a symbol. You cannot repeat the same symbol for another thing. So as a result, even ancient Indian sages had to look for an alternative symbol to represent spherical structure of earth in a symbolic form which could be accepted logically. How it was resolved is something which I did ask my voice of science. Could you please tell me how exactly it was resolved? And I was happily taken on a journey to understand that this is how it is. I was made to understand, take a circle picture, put 4 equidistant as I put in the right picture there, and then connect all the 4 corners to create a square which is 360 degrees. Now cut the outer part separately, keep the square alone as such, then pierce a long needle or pin in the center, then rotate it like a disc. The impression you get is spherical. When I tried this and did, I was pleasantly surprised. Wow, what a wonderful idea. That how square you can convert into circle, create a dynamic form, and explain what a logical and intelligent and beautiful way of doing it. That way, I'm happy that this is. Now, symbol of swastik as well as the symbol right, left side, bottom of Muladhara chakra is also centers around Prithvi element, earth element, as well as square. Now, I've also added something like 38.1966%. This is the amount of solid on earth in the human body as well as cell. As long this is maintained, you will have absolutely perfect structure. And this ratio of 61.8034 and 38.1966% is called Deviant ratio. This is a perfect ratio, much better than what golden ratio has been put. We will talk about it at a later date. And it's been wonderful talking to you. I think it's been review or something wonderful and laying a foundation for new symbolic language which world can understand and accept. At this juncture, I only thing which I would like to say, no scientific classification knowledge otherwise can be complete without the use of logos, symbols, abbreviations otherwise. And these kind of abbreviation which has so much of meaning, using them alone itself, we can save a lot of written material. And that attempt is this. I'm sure this would be understood and appreciated by everybody. We are creating a new language which is better than the language medium, which has ambiguity, inadequacy, and accuracy. And let's build on it so that we can also create a new language for the world. So thank you very much for kind